Welcome to CathyDSlaught's SRC4u Zoom call for May 25th, 2021. To access Cathy's group Zoom call, you can sign up to register if you'd like to be actually part of what she's doing with the SRC4u software, or you can join us as a guest. Just come on into the Zoom call and you can watch as she does everything. You will click here. You will allow, this is on the Zoom platform, see, right there, Zoom. You will allow and we'll wait for Cathy to enter the Zoom room. It'll be momentarily. We're going to join with computer audio.
The whole seminar was good.
Yeah.
What he did yesterday was fantastic.
Yes.
It's real world, something we could actually do. I mean, the others we could too, but
yes,
I really took to that.
The scheduler
Kevin never explained it. He kind of just brushed over it, like you got the. He told me, he said, you have the schedule in the mastery. That's all you need to know. But this is so much different. It's right through the P4.
Yep, and I have never used it, I have to confess.
Yeah.
And I'm like, duh, after all these years. And I've got my lung meridians in too, just because, you know, we were all talking and I put that in. So that's running right now. And
yeah, that was two. Although it must have been done on mine because only the one window was open.
Yeah, I think I've only got me just peek at mine. I think, yeah, Gwen is done. So now it's just me. Oh, no, it's client group for meridians. All right. So that's what we're doing right now, I think. Oh, maybe I didn't set that. I think I'm wanting to do some testing with it before and see if we can just do client group for meridians and the intelligence of the software kicks in and does what it needs to do. Instead of doing each separate meridian.
Yeah, the others, I don't see where I can set that up. So you only can run one at a time?
I don't know. Yeah, that's another question.
Oh, there I see it. That's a question to ask him.
Yeah, exactly. I'm hoping he will pop in once in a while.
Yeah. Cathy.
Yeah.
How do we know if the premium scheduler is running?
It will pop up like this.
Yeah.
Like last night, right at 10 o'clock, Gwen popped up.
Wow. Mine won't work. I'm going to have to talk to you about it later. It's not there. It's
call me after the call if you can.
I might have to wait till I get back from the oncologist, but yeah, I want to.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah, because it's a part, isn't it a part of our software? I mean, our P4?
I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mine popped up at 10 o'clock too.
Yeah, it was very exciting. And so I'll do more work with it, hopefully tonight or tomorrow. And I just want to do a little testing to see which approach is most effective. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm glad to see you all. We're going to do one last bit in reference to the mouth, although in that encyclopedia, there's a ton more on individual teeth. We're not going to cover it in a group setting, but it's quite amazing the information that's in there. And the encyclopedia, especially now that it's transcribed, I hope you get a chance to look at it. But even if you purchase it, I found it very helpful. I'm pretty tickled. It's now just a matter of having enough hours in the day to deal with it. But anyway, I want to show you our prayers first. And we seem to still want to do these. Here's a 0. This is embody your higher self in any human circumstance. So let's douse that in. And by the way, we finished up yesterday when we inverted our own selves. So we can clear that now. Okay, so that, to me anyway, that energetically is enough. The number's not too low. Now I put this one in as well because it was just a 94. Normalize all negative energy, information, and events from the past, because the more you do this work, the more you realize most of what we've been taught is wrong. And at what point do you start looking at these things? Just one simple example. Do we really need 3 meals a day? It may be that we don't. And gouge that in and see how we're looking with that. And again, it looks pretty good. Kind of a chronic stress, but you see this up in the 60s. We're working. I was trying to tell someone today, the thing with the SRC, and the reason I keep the energy group numbers low, because I hear some people are charging like $300 a month to be in an energy group. But with the SRC, you could go, I'm sorry to say, even for years, and be doing this work and think, well, I don't know if it's doing anything, and then all of a sudden, kaboom. It's all based on your own resistance, which is why, that one thing Ralph taught us, just treating ourselves, putting our name, that might be the kicker. That might really speed up all of our other work. So anyway, let's see. We also wanted to receive the energy for calming. Let me see if that's in there. No, calcium. I don't know where calming is. We got a lot of, I need to clean this up. Well, may have to do that later. Yeah, I'll do it later, but we are going to receive a charge in reference to calming, and I'll let you know tomorrow where that charge happens to be. Let's look at teeth, and I'll tell you, this work on the mouth, the next thing we're going into from that is going to be our voltage, because it's looking like the work, it's our mouth more than anything else may determine that. And of course that goes in several directions. We got our words, but also the actual physicality. That might be why the people doing QiGong hold their tongue in a certain way in the mouth to up their qi. So according to the encyclopedia, the teeth symbolize decisions, and they actually represent our basic energy. It's our energy flow. And obviously not all these things apply to all people, but for the group, let's just scan and see what we've got. I don't know if we need an Excel spreadsheet. Just call out to me, please, if I miss anything. Well, look at us. We're pretty good. All right. So maybe that work on the mouth helped a little bit. But let's go into the Shin and the Gong. These are some of the things, according to that information, that teeth problems can represent. Fear of taking my place in the world. That would be a negative thing. Let's see the level there. Couldn't hurt to put it in the Gong. I resent myself for not being able to express what I want. Okay, we're pretty good, aren't we? painful situation. You'll see very often when people have a loss that they'll also lose their teeth. Have y'all seen that before?
I haven't noticed.
It's very interesting.
Are you talking about a death loss or what?
Yeah. Not just a death. It could be a job loss. It could be a relationship.
So a stress-related event.
Mm-hmm. Fear of responsibility. I just, we have that expression, sinking your teeth into something. So maybe a fear of sinking your teeth in. Wait, it's not a good thing, sorry. Well, that's interesting. Let's go ahead and put it in the Gong. Difficulty making beneficial decisions for myself. And I am seeing a lot of people stressed over this vaccine. People just have to make their own decision. Decision that a conflict will not be received. Am I right?
Resolved.
I was going to say, what did I say here? We now know we have the potential to, that's not significant for us as a group. It was in the encyclopedia. Life no longer belongs to me. That's an interesting form of stress. Decision that time will fix everything. That may be, there's such a cross. You don't want to focus on your problems, but you also have to take action in some cases. Let's just see where we as a group rank with this. Well, that's rather interesting. Might be some things in each of our personal lives we need to do something about instead of just hoping it'll work out on its own. Fear of being discovered in an undisclosed secret. And we don't have any stress related to that at this time. Internal aggression. And what I did, I kind of combined teeth problems and a little teeth grinding, because it's so much information. But this is in reference to teeth grinding. Let me just go ahead and uncertain, that's kind of a vague term, but it was in there, so I'm going to add it. None of these are bad on their own because everything teaches us something, but it is interesting. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Look at the stress related to that. What do those, you got some pretty sophisticated energy workers in this group. What do you do when you're uncertain? Do you do any kind of dowsing with the pendulum? What do you got different ones do? Any suggestions? I used to do my I Ching. I'm not doing it as much lately, but any other things?
Well, I meditate.
Okay.
Sometimes I put something in the SRC.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I find the SRC interesting. It doesn't necessarily make up my mind.
Right.
We want to use our own intuition, but I especially use it if I'm getting ready to buy something. I want to see the benefit, and it has not let me down in a lot of areas. But we do want to go into our own intuition.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're cultivating. Unresolved situations, but yeah, just in reference, for example, to this. My grandfather on my father's side committed suicide in the Depression. Okay, unresolved situations. Look at that. And shortly thereafter, my grandmother lost all her teeth.
Oh, wow.
So that's an example. Poorly managed emotions. And that's one thing, too, when we get into the work tomorrow on our voltage. We'll see that even we can be doing all the right things as far as alkalinity, and our emotions can completely destroy it. We're good there, though. Do that little bit, but torn by a decision. The another big decision maker, and okay, again, we're looking pretty low on that kind of stress, is to pray for a sign. Do any of you do that?
Mm-hmm. I pray for a 2x4 sign because I don't get subtle little signs. I had a reading one time, and that's what the lady told me. She said, you work by 2x4 therapy because you're kind of dense sometimes.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Oh, that's a high one. Put off making decisions. Who would ever do that? That's a big one. Consequences of decisions are frightening. So it's interesting that all this has to do with our teeth.
Not a literal 2x4, by the way.
I know what you mean, though. Yeah, but yeah, we sometimes have to. And what do they say, the other day in the Post? Even a disease is a sign from the universe that we're out of sync with the information that surrounds us. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't have to be a disease. It could be another failed relationship. It could be any number of things. Unfortunately, some of us need many lessons before we figure it out.
Yeah, I sometimes talk back to my angel and tell her that, I didn't hear her. She's got to speak up.
That's right. There's another one. What is that? Overly rushed indecisions. Well, that's interesting. Well, that might come back to the sleep on it.
I think it has to do with the vaccines.
I think so, too. I think we're very rushed on that one. And constantly making compromises so others will like me. Let's see where we are as a group.
I seem to miss on that one. I don't compromise very easily.
That may be a good thing.
You know, doesn't bring me a lot of friends.
Well, you know, our true friends, that's like our family, and they stick with us.
Yeah.
That's what I've learned anyway. Okay, allow energy to flow. That's probably the main thing here with teeth. Well, let's go in here and see how we're doing with that. We could have a little assistance, but look, it does go up to the 101. So, you know, it depends on what you've had for breakfast and your level of alkalinity. And, you know, at the time we ask these questions, attain what I desire. And again, what we desire may be on a subconscious level. So we need to be aware of that, and that treating our own name as a theme may show us some interesting things. Again, go right up to the 102. Will to move forward. Will to do things well. And a lot of that, I think, is based on our programming. How do our parents treat our accomplishments, and what do we really believe about them? Let's just see where we are as a group. Looking good. Give life to thoughts and emotions. I would imagine he means positive thoughts and emotions. I could use, maybe let's just amp that up a little bit. Take a full bite in life. Where we are with that. Look at that. Overcome the most delicate of situations. Delicate situations. Again, I'm just taking his verbiage. I'll send this to Joanna. You can, you know, change it in whatever way. I could use a little assistance on that one. Express myself wholly in this world. There you go. Welcome new ideas. For one thing, this really makes a person want to take care of their teeth. Mm-hmm. And that could be just thinking in terms of this, some of these stresses could cause a person to stop taking care of their teeth. And so then you see the avalanche. Welcome, love. Look at that. Whoa. Transmit healthy feelings to teeth. Well, we could use a little extra energy on that. And make decisions without fearing what may follow. And we know about that dysfunctional fear stress, which we wanted 24 hours to clear. And then down here, he's got a couple of different intention statements. I want to kind of throw out a challenge. Can we change these statements a little bit to have the 3 ingredients that make these intentions so powerful? Love, gratitude, and then what we're going to do for our fellow man once the intention is met. Can we play with that at all? We can douse these in as they are. I don't know what I've done here with my spelling, but for example, this first one, I accept to remain open to love without fearing that I might lose the gratitude of others. I'm typing fast as I do this, and I'm having some letters up. I'll have to clean this up a little bit. When my teeth are healthy, I allow myself to smile more and thus open myself to nonverbal communication with others. I love myself as I am with all my qualities. I must take care of my teeth. They dress up my personality. They enable me to communicate clearly and precisely. Being able to express my thoughts and my emotions with the appropriate words. Teeth do not wear masks. I remain myself without judging myself, and while remaining open to outside criticism, I transform my thoughts into true love, and my teeth remain healthy. That doesn't sound too bad, does it?
Right. Good.
Let's just douse it in as it is. Pretty good resonance, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you want to ever play with any of this, you could, for example, we want to add love, and I'm literally taking this off the top of my head, but I love that I am able to, I'm just going to, I don't know why, this just doesn't sound right, to remain open to love without fearing that I might lose the gratitude of others.
Mm-hmm. That sounds good.
And then you could put, I am filled with gratitude that my teeth are healthy. I allow myself to smile more often.
Often.
Smile more. Okay, smile more.
That's good.
And thus open myself to nonverbal communication with others, which empowers me to serve. just again off the top of my head. So these are some things you can go in and play with these, and these intention statements are very powerful when run in the SRC, when you have those 3 ingredients. And you can get in the habit, even it can be part of your meditation process. Get up in the morning, you have your intentions, maybe a few people that you've worked with that you help them write an intention and run it. Now, here's another one.
Why is criticism underlined?
I think that maybe
I think you need a period there.
There a comma, yeah.
Oh, I get it. Oh.
Yeah. Although, and there's, yeah. You could do the, I love that I have found a way to better structure my thinking and my ideas. It will thus be easier for me to take shrewd initiatives related to what I am currently experiencing and change my behaviors. I am so grateful to be aware of what is going on in my life and to make sense of the determination that manages my universe. I examine the side affected by dental problems and apply a suitable solution. If it is above, I think of intuition and instinct, whereas if it is, whereas below, I guess he's talking about where the teeth is, it is more a decision in the rational and logical domain, something physically needed.
Whereas it's still
okay. Oh, yes. Thank you. I'm just reading it and typing and not always carefully looking. So all we need is a statement about how this gives us power to serve. Any suggestions on how to word that?
Silence.
Pardon? Yeah, it's a challenge. Just put at this point, it can always be changed. All this comes together. If I could, all this comes together so that I am empowered to serve my fellow man in a perfect and correct way, or any way you want. And again, we're just kind of brainstorming. But anyway, those 3 things actually then run in the SRC can be pretty interesting. And first and foremost, there is no time. We know that's not a, that's something we have put together as a construct. So sometimes your intention statement sounds absolutely impossible, but that's not the case. I'm working with one person who has a student loan that has never been paid off. It's gotten huger and huger, and big tax consequences. And it's actually keeping her, it's kept her in the past, and it's keeping her now from getting married because nobody wants that obligation. So we wrote an intention. That sounds impossible, doesn't it, to clear that? But I'll be doggone if she hasn't run across somebody that may be able to help her do that. So that's...
So Cathy, when you say you run it in the SRC, what program specifically do you run it in?
I'll show you. This is what I do. I like to douse it in because I like to see where the person resonates. And in my own case, I've discovered when I've had a day where I eat poorly, I don't resonate very well. So it gives you some thought. Okay, so right now, the group is resonating well with these statements. But what I like to do, because 98 is still a little bit of a chronic stress, what I like to do is also bring in the Pro Tools, especially when this number over here is low, along with the 98. And for the sake of time, all I do is I start because I've got, several for myself, and I've got about a half a dozen people also that I'm running them for. And so I just go up here into my Pro Tools and pick one and start, and then kind of take it in order. So, for example, here's our statement. Here's our intention. This is an issue. It's a positive issue. So, and then the next person, I'll do the dispenser, and then the next, like you can go into the recharger and charge your etheric field. There's all kinds of things you can do with this, but the key, I think, is the consistency, which is true of everything anyway. But we go in and we're looking here at the elements, see where there's any stress, and we did resonate already fairly highly with that intention. Okay, so we're asking for 1 minute with 7 repeats.
2.
Oh, 2, thank you. I got to get these eyes working better. Anyway, just a thought.
Yep.
But don't think that any intention is impossible, because it is not. We're in a matrix filled with every possibility.
That's a pretty encouraging thought.
Very exciting, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think we all have different experiences that finally make us realize that.
Wouldn't those intention statements be good to run in the mediator?
Wonderful. They're powerful. Now, a couple of things I learned from Ralph, and this was through another person yesterday. And in terms of the mediator, he says, just run it once on 10. So, but the other thing, and this has a good end, so don't panic yet. He told someone that when we do our find options scan, it's not the zeros we're supposed to be working on, it's the high numbers. And of course, that meant I had been doing this wrong for about 10 years. And I knew Grandmaster had taught us that it was the zeros. And I knew the zeros, when I would test priority for Qi, they were. So I called, I actually got Grandmaster. And he said, no, that is not correct. Ralph may be the programmer, but I am the formulator, and you want to look at the numbers under 1,000. So I want to share that with you. It gave me a major panic attack when I thought, surely not. We couldn't have been doing this wrong all these years. We are not. So, but it could be with the mediator. That sure saves a lot of time, if nothing else.
Yeah.
That we can just do it once. Let's just, for the heck of it. We'll come back. Want that wonder click. See, and we're still running on circulation, but we are getting that work in the mastery on a daily basis. Let's see our little. So we'll continue with that, obviously. That's a big deal. But it might also mean circulating a little bit with our peers. I really love those of us who could get together on Sunday doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And trying to figure out some ways to do it more often.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Would you all be receptive to another get-together in Orlando?
Yes.
Anything in the future that will be free. But maybe we need to think in terms of. Pardon?
Does this mean I have to clean my house?
Well, sure. Yeah, you're going to house all of us.
Yeah, really.
That's right now.
You're all coming, right?
Sure.
I thought we were going to do them online, or are you talking just about
Yeah, we are going to do the majority online.
But
Yeah.
the
But I think that like maybe every 90 days, have something somewhere. And we could
gotta
even,
be more. It was great to be there live.
it was nice to be together. It really was. And like, for example, Mary, up where you are, maybe you could even have a few people over to watch the Zoom. You know, there's all kinds of ways to do this.
Does Dr. Kersey still have his shop?
Well, that's one reason I was thinking of having it in Orlando so we could incorporate him.
That'd be
Use
good.
his place.
Yeah, I think we could find something.
I'll look
Go to
around just
Universal and have it there. So there's all kinds of potential here. Words to ponder at my age, actions preach louder than words. This is something I do want to ask Ralph about some of these terms.
Mm-hmm.
But also, there is a possibility Grandmaster might pop in once in a while.
Oh, that'd be great.
That would be a wonderful thing.
Where does he live now?
He's in Tampa, I believe at Valrico, actually.
Oh,
So let's see the mediator. Let's see what happened to that.
Thank you, yeah. Where are we? You see, we don't resonate. Look at that. The 6, and then again an 8.
So would you run it a second time in that case?
You know what? Personally, I would. But I think I'll see if I can track down Grandmaster again. Maybe not right away. I actually had texted Emily. And when I said to her, she put him on. But
So,
that-
Cathy, I have a question. When the negative side is higher than the positive side, and then we're balanced, then we boost it, or whatever it is you're doing right now, it always doesn't seem right to me, or something. I don't know what. When the negative side is higher, it seems like we're encouraging the negative side or something. I don't know.
I don't know. See, I look at it as balancing that out. So
Yeah, I
that's
guess.
an excellent question
I
for
thought it
either,
would.
for Ralph or Grandmaster or Kevin or Ray.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to see what it says after it finishes with the 16 minutes.
Yeah, and but I'll tell you, it gives positive results if I take a situation and go 10, 9, 8, and very often I repeat them because, like in this case, the resonance was not there. I see positive results, but of course, remember also, it's our mind doing it. Remember what Ralph said, the most important program is you.
Right.
So it's like taking a pill that's a sugar pill, but you believe it's going to work.
Right.
So I'm going to see, hopefully we can get these people on at different times and we can ask these questions.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm running myself. I put myself in the mediator in all squares
Mm-hmm.
and the pro and the con just to see what happens. You know how we were talking about putting our name in another program, so I'm trying it in this program to see what happens.
I love that. So you put your,
Nice.
okay. Yeah.
I put myself as the client versus myself, and then in the bottom, myself versus myself.
I love that. And that's the best way to do this is experiment. My own belief is that as we keep clearing stress, we're going to get all these ideas.
Absolutely. That's a
Cathy,
good idea.
if
Yeah.
you put in Cathy versus me, does it matter?
Say that again.
When you're running yourself, does it matter whether you put your name Cathy or whether you put just me or myself?
I believe that the more verbiage we use, the better. And Ralph kind of said that on Sunday, so that, in other words, I would put the full name.
I put just Marty, so if you put your whole name.
Yeah, I don't want, but surely just Marty would be good also, as compared to just me, or compared to like my client.
Okay.
Put the full name. But that's just my opinion. We know words are powerful, though, so especially in terms of these intentions and your commands, it looks like you can't have too much verbiage.
True.
Okay, so tomorrow we're going to go into how the mouth has impacted our voltage and see what we can come up with.
It's great.
It looks like that's it for today.
Thank you very much.
Perfect. Thanks, Cathy. That was
All right,
great.
you guys. See you tomorrow.
All right. Have a good day.
You
Bye.
too.
This concludes the SRC4u group Zoom call for May 25th, 2021. If you'd like to be part of Cathy's Daily Energy Clearing Group Zoom call, you can click here and register. Or you can come on into the group Zoom call and listen and learn. We look forward to seeing you. Till then, take care and be well.